Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Matt Bernier. The DRF Bets race of the day for Friday, March the 30th. Stakes action at Oaklawn Park. It's the Rainbow Stakes. If you sign up for a new DRF Bets account, you'll be rewarded with a $150 bonus. Just go to drf.com/join and type in the promo code TV150. Let's take a look at this field of Arkansas-bred 3-year-olds getting ready to travel 6 furlongs. It's race number 8 at Oaklawn on Friday. You can access free Formulator Pass performances for this race on the Race of the Day event page on drf.com. Download them, handicap along with us. Matt, the 5 Hunani Road is going to be a pretty big favorite.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's really not a lot to knock about this horse. He has the Omni-Fig situation going on from a buyer's standpoint. His 2 figs that he's earned in his 2 lifetime starts are higher than anything else anyone in this field has ever earned. I suppose the only sort of hang-up or the question for this horse would be, if you don't think he makes the front in here, does he have the ability to sit? Because I would imagine the 3 Spanish Avenue has to go on the heels of that maiden score in gate-to-wire fashion. I have to be honest, I don't really have a heck of a lot of interest in trying to pick against him. He just looks like he's way the horse to beat.
I tend to agree. I'm curious to see what the Timeform US Pace Projector has to say, because you did mention the speed of the 3 Spanish Avenue, and Timeform US does have Hunani Road getting to the front over Spanish Avenue, and that blue bar indicates that this race should favor horses on or near the early lead. Hunani Road last time out took a little bit of a right turn coming out of the gate, bumped hard with the horse right next to him, eventually recovered to make the pace, and then went on to a more workmanlike victory than his career debut, which was simply brilliant over a sloppy track. But you mentioned the big fig advantage on a buyer's standpoint. You mentioned this Timeform US Pace Projector. He's going to be very tough to beat. As for Spanish Avenue, he gutted it out last time out in a $20,000 state-bred maiden claimer. He earned an 81 Timeform US rating, comparable to Hunani Road's 84 for his win last time.
Yeah, you know, he's sort of the X factor in here. If for some reason you think that Hunani Road can't make the front or isn't going to appreciate trying to sit off of horses if that's what they choose to do tactically, then Spanish Avenue all of a sudden becomes a lot more interesting, because he is a little bit hardened and battle-tested from that last race, albeit against weaker. And I don't like the fact that on toward the inside, you see how they were of the 3rd-place finisher. I think he could be an interesting upset candidate.
Sitting 3rd on the pace projectors, the number 1 Zach Ridge Road, also a recent maiden winner. This one off the Norm McKnight claim, was favored that day and expected to do well. I would think this horse needs some pace. There's a chance that Spanish Avenue at Hunani Road hook it up, and that would really work to Zach Ridge Road's advantage. But if that blue bar on the Timeform US Pace Projector is correct, it could doom Zach Ridge Road to underneath status only.
Yeah, certainly could. He's going to need some pace to run at. For what it's worth, Norm McKnight, past 5 years, maiden winner, last out sprints, 15 for 36 with a 355 ROI. You've got a positive number there, but he's going to need some help.
Interesting spot for a new face. So we have a first-time starter in here in the number 2, Bebop Shoes. And his trainer, Jinx Fires, has done pretty well over the past couple of years with first-time starters, as we see from this formulator fact. With 3-year-old first-time starting dirt sprinters, he's at 27% and over a $4.45 ROI. But the problem is none of those races have come in stakes. Bebop Shoes' dam, however, was multiple stakes place sprinting on the dirt.
Yeah, and this one's also a half to a horse called Jonesboro Polly, who was 6 for 19 in dirt sprints. So there's some pedigree there to make you think that this could be interesting. Prom Shoes is very sort of new as far as a sire is concerned, 7 for 68 with all of his starters. You're right, it's a positive move generally for Jinx Fires. It's just you're facing some probably better horses than you normally would in a standard sort of Arkansas-bred maiden special.
A new face also is the number 6 Suspicious Eyes, who made his career debut on turf against open maidens at the fairgrounds and was far from disgraced at a big price. He was taken to the back of the pack, past some tired horses late. In looking at this pedigree, I see a lot of dirt. The sire primary suspect won the toboggan with a 107 Buyer's speed figure. This horse is a full brother to a horse that won this exact stakes race in 2014 and is a full brother who was 3rd in this exact race in 2016. Maybe Suspicious Eyes' last race was simply a prep for the 2018 Rainbow.
Yeah, this is an interesting runner if you're just looking for an entirely fresh face, not including the first-time starter. If you're looking for a horse that has some experience, not totally embarrassed as far as the difference in the Buyer speed figure scale, that 57 on turf at fairgrounds as opposed to the mid-70 he's going to probably need at least to win a race like this. You mentioned the dirt pedigree. I suppose if you just want to take a completely sort of new shooter or fresh face, why not this horse?
The 9 East Moon Lake's really done nothing wrong from 2 starts. He's hit the board both times. He's now turning back considerably in distance. And while his Beyers pale in comparison to those of the morning line favorites, he's very comparable from a Timeform US standpoint. Last time out finishing second, the 3rd place finisher came out of that race to win with a 67 Beyers speed figure. East Moon Lake's main drawback, though, is his running style. He has no early speed.
No early speed. Heck, he didn't have speed going 2 turns. Now you're going to turn him all the way back to 6 furlongs. He's going to be coming from way out of it, and he's going to have a lot to do. It's also a pretty negative move in general for Stanley Roberts. Past 5 years, dirt route to sprint, 1 for 33 with a 15-cent ROI. This is a horse that, in the grand scheme of things, I think distance is his friend. He's going to be up against it here.
Spotitude won his career debut over a good track. The only time he tried fast going was most recently when beaten by Hunani Road. There wasn't exactly a fast pace signed on in that spot. Maybe that hurt Spotitude, but there doesn't appear to be a lot of pace in here again.
No, and you know what? He just doesn't seem like he's getting any better at this point in his career. He's gone from 54 to 64 and then regressed to 59. He's going to need to run considerably faster.
Ray's Big Boy is going to complete this field. You see that he is 50 to 1 on the morning line, and for good reason. He was 90 to 1 and 75 to 1 respectively in 2 state-bred maidens.
I'll be interested to see if he is less than 100 to 1 when it's all said and done.
Let's take a look at our top selections for race number 8 at Oaklawn on Friday. It's your DRF Bets race of the day. We'll go with the 5 Hunani Road. This is a horse that I think you could probably feel comfortable leaning on in any kind of multiple race wager.
Yeah, I have to be honest with you. I just have no interest in trying to beat him with anyone else in here. If you think he runs the mid-70 that he's been accustomed to, he's probably still better than everyone else. If he takes a step forward, I just don't see anybody that's going to be able to beat him unless the first-time starter is just something serious.
Hunani Road, the horse to beat in race number 8 at Oaklawn on Friday. If you're planning on playing that Oaklawn card, please consider DRF Bets, a $150 bonus. DRF.com/join is where you need to go. Please type in the promo code TV150 and approximate post time for the Rainbow, race number 8 at Oaklawn on Friday. Your DRF Bets race of the day, 4:42 Central. Good luck.